Hi, I'm Holly Andrews, Integrative Nutrition Health Coach and Executive Wellness Coach. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the kitchen. Today I want to share with you one of my favorite summer recipes, and that is summer quinoa salad. This salad is bursting with flavor and full of essential nutrients, vitamins, and minerals. It makes a great standalone dish by itself or a great side dish to go along with a main course for a really refreshing, light summer meal. So I'm going to break it down for you, what each ingredient does and provides for you in terms of nutrition and the nutrient-dense benefits that this salad has with it, and then we're going to make it together. So obviously, as the name of the salad implies, the base of this salad is quinoa. I love quinoa. It's a superfood packed with vitamins and minerals like magnesium and iron that our bodies need. It's technically a seed, but it is considered a whole grain, and it provides just this beautiful kind of satisfying base to the salad to go along with all of our vegetables, and then the lemon vinaigrette that we're going to dress the salad with. One of my favorite parts about this salad is the fresh summer vegetables that we're going to add to it. This is the perfect time to go down to your local farmer's market and pick up these ingredients, things like cherry tomatoes. I happen to have sun gold tomatoes today from my garden, cucumbers from my garden. I've also got an avocado in here and some red onion. And I love that it's incorporating so many colors of the rainbow, and we're getting so many different nutrients from eating those colors of the rainbow. Their tomatoes are going to provide things like vitamin A and C and lycopene and those antioxidants that we want. Your red onions have that red pigment, which is great for brain health. Your avocado is going to give you those omega-3 fatty acids that I have been harping on for the last several videos, as well as add a creamy texture. And your cucumbers are going to give you that refreshing crunch, that refreshing bite. We're also going to add some fresh herbs like parsley and mint. I grabbed some from the grocery store, some organic parsley and mint, because I haven't grown mint this year, and unfortunately a bunny or a deer got to my parsley. But those fresh herbs are going to help, zhuzh up this salad, make it more vibrant, add vitamins and more vitamins and minerals, including things like vitamin K and additional antioxidants. And then we're going to dress this salad with a lemon vinaigrette. I love lemon. It's great for detoxification with your liver. I've got some fresh lemons that's got garlic in it, as well as olive oil, garlic being a great prebiotic for gut health. Our olive oil, again, adding some more of those omega-3 fatty acids. We've got a little bit of Dijon mustard, which has turmeric in it for anti-inflammatory properties, and a little bit of salt and pepper to taste, and I cannot wait to dive into this salad. To make this salad, we're gonna get our quinoa going. I prefer organic quinoa, but whatever quinoa you prefer works. If you want to rinse it before you actually cook it, that can remove some of the bitterness, but I don't find it bitter, so I don't tend to rinse it. And I went ahead and I actually had some made up from yesterday. So this is 1 cup of quinoa cooked in 2 cups of water for about 15 minutes, and then I turn the heat off. So that's my packaging instructions. Follow the instructions on your packaging to make the quinoa that you have purchased so that it turns out its best. But while it's cooking, generally about 15 minutes, we're gonna go ahead and chop up our veggies and make our dressing so that once the quinoa is cooked and cooled, we can just toss it all together, and it's really that simple. All right, so I have my quinoa in my salad bowl, and we're gonna chop up our veggies. So I'm starting with my tomatoes. I happen to have sun gold tomatoes, which are my favorite cherry tomatoes. They are very sweet and delicious, but you can obviously use any cherry tomato that you want. And of course, if you are chopping this while your quinoa is cooking, you're not gonna have a quinoa in your bowl just yet. But we're gonna chop up our veggies and toss them in the bowl. So I have the tomatoes all done and cut in half and added into the quinoa. Now we're going to move on to the cucumbers. I do want to dice these fairly finely into smaller pieces so that they blend really nicely into the salad. And of course, if you have a preference on cucumbers, mine do have seeds in them, or if you wanted to get an English cucumber that's seedless, that is totally up to you. Moving on to the red onion, I'm going to finely dice about 1/4 cup of red onion. A tip for you, if you don't like the bitter taste that comes with a raw onion, is that you can chop these up, soak them in water for about 5 minutes, and then drain them with a colander or a strainer. And by doing that, you're going to remove some of that bitter flavor from the onions, so that it gives just a nice little hint of onion rather than kind of a bitter bite, if that is something that bothers you. It does not bother me, so I am not going to rinse my onions, but just if you need a technique to help with that, that is a great technique if you need it. And last but not least, we're going to add our avocado. So I'm going to cut this avocado in half, remove the seed, and then actually just cut a grid into each avocado half so that it already is diced, chopped, and then scoop out the avocado flesh directly into the salad. It makes it super easy cleanup, and that is our veggies for this salad. And as I mentioned before, this salad would be perfect for a summer barbecue or picnic. And we happen to have friends coming over for the 4th of July, and I know that they love avocado just as much as I do. So I will be making this salad on July 4th for them, and I can't wait to see what they think. So I'm now going to go wash my hands and come back and we'll chop up the herbs. So for our herbs, we have this mint, which smells absolutely amazing. I should grow mint in my garden, but I did that once and it took over everything. So I chose not to grow it again, and I bought this mint from the store. The recipe calls for 1/4 cup, but you know me, I'm not necessarily one for measuring. So I figure I'm just gonna get all of these mint leaves off their stems and chop them up really finely. So for the parsley, I have Italian parsley here. I was growing parsley in my garden, but the bunnies, I think, got to it. So I have this Italian parsley from the store, and I'm just gonna get the leaves off of the stems and add them on top of the mint. Now that I have our mint and our parsley off the stems, I'm going to kind of roll them up all together, which will give me a nice tight roll, if you will, that will allow me to chop them nice and fine and get that chop going. And I'm gonna definitely get these into a nice, really fine chop so that, again, they integrate into the salad really, really well. And now that we've got that done, I'm going to add them into the salad and we will get going on the vinaigrette. So for the vinaigrette, if you've been playing along at home with me for any length of time, you know that my favorite way to make a vinaigrette is in a mason jar with a lid, because you can add everything in, shake it up, pop the lid on, and it's all self-contained if you happen to have any leftover dressing. So I'm going to go ahead and add my olive oil into the mason jar. And the beautiful thing again about a mason jar is that it has the measuring lines down the side. So my 1/4 cup was dirty, but I figured why clean it when I can just use my mason jar as my measuring cup. Next up, we're going to grab our lemon. We're going to zest about a teaspoon of lemon zest for this dressing. And I love this lemon zester I have. It makes everything really, really simple. And it's just a great tool to have. So I'm gonna get that zested. And once all that zest is in the mason jar, I'm going to cut my lemon in half. I'm going to roll it first to make sure that I can get the juices loosened up in there, and then cut it in half and get the juice from the lemon into the mason jar for the dressing. Now these lemons happen to be super tough to deal with, so I had a little bit of a struggle here getting these lemons to cooperate with me, but it did turn out in the end great. So good luck if you're having trouble with your lemons today. Next, we're going to add some Dijon mustard, and my Dijon mustard exploded all over me, but I happen to love Dijon mustard, so that was okay with me. Last, we are going to add about a teaspoon of garlic into the dressing mix, and then put a pinch of salt and pepper in, and that will be all of the ingredients in our dressing. So we're going to pop the lid on, give it a good shake. Okay, so we've got everything ready to mix together. If you have been making your quinoa while you've been chopping your veggies, you do want to let your quinoa cool off a little bit before adding it into your veggies. But once you've got everything ready to go ahead and pour that dressing over the salad and give it a good mix. I will say that I did need a little bit more salt in the end than I had, so I did use salt to taste, but it turned out amazing. Okay, friends, here is our summer quinoa salad. I hope that you enjoy it as much as I do and serve it at your summer picnics and barbecues. If you have other ingredients or a similar salad that you love to make for your friends and family, I'd love if you would comment below and let me know what that is. And until next time, I believe that you can heal your stress from the inside out.